Does this feel familiar? Your salary lands in your bank account, and for a moment, you feel safe. You feel like you can finally breathe again. The bills can be paid, the groceries can be covered. Maybe you can even buy something nice for yourself this month. But then, just a few days later, the money starts disappearing. Rent takes the first big bite. Food takes another. Then come the credit card payments, online shopping, delivery orders, subscriptions, small upgrades, and random purchases that did not feel expensive at the time. And by the end of the month, you open your banking app and ask yourself the same painful question: where did all my money go? The scary part is, this does not only happen to people with low income. Some people get raises every year. They earn more than they did before. Their salary goes up, their title improves, their lifestyle looks better from the outside, but their savings account barely changes. So, what is the real problem? Maybe you are not broke because you earn too little. Maybe you are broke because your money is moving in the wrong order. Now imagine a man named Ryan. Ryan is 26 years old. He works full time, earns $63,000 a year, and lives in a one-bedroom apartment. He is not rich, but he is not poor either. From the outside, his life looks stable. He has a decent job, he pays his bills, he has a normal apartment, he buys normal things. Nothing about his life looks financially reckless. But when you open his accounts, the story changes. This month alone, Ryan's credit card shows more than $4,000 in charges: food delivery, Target runs, online shopping, small subscriptions. A kitchen gadget still sitting in the box from the last kitchen gadget he bought and never used. None of these purchases felt dangerous in the moment. $10 here, $30 there, $100 on something he thought he needed. But together, they quietly drained his paycheck. His checking account has about $1,200 left. His savings account has only a little over $800. After 6 years of working full time, that is almost all Ryan has to show for it. But Ryan is not lazy. He is not stupid with money. He is not some irresponsible person who refuses to grow up. Ryan is simply running the same money operating system. Millions of people are running every month. Earn money, spend first, save whatever is left. The problem is, by the time the month ends, there is usually nothing left. Most people are taught a very familiar formula: get paid first, pay the bills, buy food, spend on the things you want, and if anything is left at the end of the month, save it. On the surface, that sounds reasonable. It sounds responsible. It sounds like the normal way money should work. But in real life, this formula almost always fails. Because when money is still sitting in your account, your brain reads it as available money. You look at the balance and think, I still have enough. Enough for a coffee, enough for delivery tonight, enough for one discounted item, enough for one paid app, enough for one shirt you do not really need. And that is how most people lose money. Not through one massive financial disaster, not through buying a luxury car, not through one reckless decision that destroys everything overnight. They lose it through small leaks that happen every single day. $10 here, $20 there, $30 on something that felt harmless. Each purchase is too small to scare you, but together, they quietly drain the year. And by the time you look back, you realize you worked for 12 months, got paid again and again, but almost nothing stayed with you. That is why the biggest difference is not always who earns more money. The biggest difference is the order. Most people do this: earn money, spend first, save whatever is left. But people who build wealth reverse the sequence. They earn money, they remove a portion first, they save it, invest it, and protect it before spending begins. Then they live on what remains. It sounds almost too simple. But that simple change in order can change an entire financial life. Because money that is saved first has a chance to grow. Money that is left unprotected has a way of disappearing. The first principle is simple: your money has to be removed before you get the chance to spend it. In the original system, this idea is called deposit first. It means the moment money enters your account, a portion of it leaves immediately, not to shopping, not to bills, not to food delivery, but to savings and investments. Ryan earns about $4,800 a month after taxes. Before, he would leave the full $4,800 sitting in his checking account, and when the money sat there, it slowly disappeared. A little went to rent, a little went to food, A little went to shopping, a little went to subscriptions, a little went to things he barely remembered buying. By the end of the month, Ryan would look at the balance and wonder why there was almost nothing left. So he changed the system. Now, the day after his paycheck arrives, an automatic transfer moves 20% of his income out of checking. That is about $960 every month. It goes straight into savings and investments before Ryan has time to touch it. And this is the key. Ryan does not wait until the end of the month. He does not say, let me see what is left, and then I will save. Because that old question is the trap. Most of the time, nothing is left. Instead, Ryan lets the system take the money first. The remaining amount becomes his real spending money. Before, Ryan lived as if he had $4,800 to spend. Now, after saving first, he lives on about $3,840. At first, that feels uncomfortable. His brain notices the difference. He cannot spend exactly the same way he used to. He has to pause, he has to choose, he has to adjust. But after a few months, something important happens. His brain adapts. Because human beings are very good at adapting to the amount of money they believe is available. When there is more money sitting in the account, we find more reasons to spend. When there is less money available, we naturally begin to make different choices. That is why this principle is so powerful. You do not need iron discipline every single day. You do not need to fight your spending urges every hour. You just need to design a system where the money is not sitting in front of you, waiting to be spent. Because money that is saved first has a chance to grow. But money that is not protected first will eventually find a reason to disappear. Now let's talk about one of the most dangerous financial traps, getting a raise. That may sound strange, because a raise is supposed to be a good thing. More income should mean more savings. More income should mean more security. More income should mean you are finally moving forward. But for many people, a raise does not make them richer. It only makes their life more expensive. Their salary goes up, so they move into a nicer apartment. Their salary goes up, so they upgrade their phone. Their salary goes up, so they eat out more often. Their salary goes up, so they buy a better car. Their salary goes up, so they add a few more subscriptions that feel small in the moment. And 1 year later, they look at their accounts and realize something painful. Their income increased, but their savings did not. This is called lifestyle inflation. It means your lifestyle expands to absorb every extra dollar you earn. The original content gives a powerful rule. When your income goes up, do not let your lifestyle swallow the entire raise. For example, imagine Ryan gets a $5,000 raise this year. The old Ryan would quietly let that money disappear into better restaurants, nicer purchases, and small upgrades he barely notices. But the new Ryan does something different. He allows himself to enjoy 10% of the raise. That is $500 for a small lifestyle upgrade. But the other 90% or $4,500 goes straight into investments before his spending habits can touch it. This does not mean Ryan is not allowed to enjoy life. It does not mean he has to suffer forever. It does not mean every dollar must be locked away, but it does mean this. If every time you earn more, you also spend more, you will never escape the same financial loop. Poor money habits use raises to upgrade lifestyle. Wealth building habits use raises to upgrade assets. Every raise is a chance to widen the gap between what you earn and what you spend. And if you can keep that gap open long enough, that gap becomes savings. Then savings become investments. And investments eventually become wealth. The next principle is learning how to separate what you need from what you want. That sounds simple, but this is where many people lose control of their money. Because not every purchase should be judged the same way. For real needs, the things that protect your health, your safety, your ability to work, and your ability to earn, buying the cheapest option can actually be a mistake. Cheap shoes that hurt your feet are not saving you money. A bad office chair that damages your back for an entire year is not a smart purchase. A low-quality item that breaks after a few uses is not really cheap. It only looks cheap on the day you buy it. For true needs, the goal is not to spend as little as possible. The goal is to buy something good enough to last. But wants are different. For the things you enjoy but do not truly need, you need a second filter. That filter is called cost per use. The formula is simple. Take the price of the item and divide it by the number of times you will realistically use it. This one calculation can completely change the way you shop. For example, imagine Ryan wants to buy a $400 winter coat. At first, $400 sounds expensive. But if he wears that coat for 5 winters and he wears it about 120 days each winter, that is 600 total wears. Now divide $400 by 600 wears. That coat costs less than $1 every time he wears it. Suddenly, the purchase makes sense. Now compare that to a $400 trendy hoodie, same price. But Ryan buys it because it is fashionable right now. He wears it maybe 20 times, gets bored of it, and then it sits in the closet. $400 divided by 20 wears is $20 per wear. Same price tag, completely different decision. One purchase gives him value for years. The other quietly leaks money. So the real question is not, is this expensive? The real question is, will I actually use this enough to justify the price? Expensive is not always dangerous. Low use is dangerous. Before any discretionary purchase over $50, pause for a few seconds and ask yourself, how many times will I really use this? That small pause creates friction, and that friction protects you from emotional spending. One of the deepest ideas in the original content is family wealth, not just personal wealth, family wealth. Most people think about money in the shortest possible window. Can I survive this month? Can I pay my bills this month? Can I make it to the next paycheck? Some people think a little further. How much can I save this year? How much debt can I pay off this year? How much progress can I make before December? But people who truly build wealth think in decades. And sometimes they think in generations. The original content talks about how many Chinese families teach children about money very early. For example, red envelope money is not just a gift for a child to spend immediately. It can become the child's first lesson in saving. The child receives money, the parents help deposit most of it, the child watches the balance grow. And little by little, the child learns something most adults learn too late. Money is not only something you spend, money is something you can keep. Money is something you can grow. Money is something that can work for you if you leave it alone long enough. That is one of the most valuable things one generation can pass to the next. Not just an inheritance, not just a bank account, not just property, but a way of thinking about money. Because if parents do not teach children how money works, children will learn from somewhere else. They will learn from advertising, they will learn from social media, they will learn from friends, they will learn from every message telling them to buy now, upgrade now, spend now, and worry later. And if every generation has to start from zero, the family loses years, sometimes decades. The real inheritance is not only the money you leave behind. The real inheritance is the operating system that helps money stay, grow, and survive. And even if you do not have children yet, this principle still applies. Because the person you are today is the previous generation of your future self. What you do with money now will decide how your future self lives 10 years from now, 20 years from now, 30 years from now. So the question is not just, what can this money do for me today? The better question is, what kind of future am I building with the way I handle money right now? The final principle is patience. And this is where most people fail. Everyone likes the idea of compound interest. Everyone likes hearing that small investments can become large wealth over time. But very few people are willing to wait long enough for the real growth to happen. Because in the beginning, the results look slow. Ryan invests a little over $11,000 a year. After 5 years, he may have around $67,000. That is good money. But it does not feel life-changing yet. After 15 years, that number may grow to more than $300,000. Now, the power starts to show. But after 30 years, the same habit can grow to more than $1 million. That is the part most people never reach. Because the biggest growth does not happen at the beginning, it happens near the end. From year 15 to year 30, the portfolio can grow more than everything that came before it. And that is why many people never get rich from compounding. Not because they do not know the formula, but because they leave too early. The market drops, so they sell. A new trend appears, so they jump in. They need money for a big purchase, so they pull investments out. They get bored because they are not rich yet, so they quit. But patient people do one boring thing: they keep the money invested long enough. The market does not always reward the smartest person, it often rewards the person who stays. Compound interest is not magic, it is the reward for not quitting halfway. So, what is the biggest lesson here? You may not be broke because you earn too little. You may be broke because your money is moving in the wrong order. If you spend first and save whatever is left, you will always be hoping there is something left at the end of the month. But if you save first, control lifestyle inflation, use cost per use before buying, think long term, and stay patient long enough, you are no longer using the default money system. You are using a different operating system, a system that does not require you to be rich from the beginning. It does not require a huge salary. It does not require you to be a genius investor. It only requires you to do simple things consistently for a long enough time. Because in the end, wealth does not only come from how much money you earn, it comes from how much you keep, how you invest it, and how long you let it stay. So, if you feel stuck in the cycle of getting paid and ending the month with nothing, comment below with one number. How much would you start saving first every month? 5%, 10%, or 20%? And if this video helped you see money differently, follow for more videos that break down the real systems behind how wealthy people build their money.